OK, let's get on to the news. Obviously dominating headlines around the world today. Biden, American President Joe Biden, yesterday finally bowed down to mounting pressure and quit the election race for the White House against Donald Trump. So much to talk about with this one, Janet. Was it the right decision? Did he do it at the right time? Was it too late? Should he have done it
It was
before?
the right decision, Ruth. He just took too long to make it. And I have to say, I partly blame his wife. I mean, she was closest to him, and if she really loved him, surely she could see that his decline was pretty rapid. And it's almost as if they decided to shut their eyes to what was going on.
Oh, no, I don't think you can blame... I don't think it's fair to blame his wife. Why do we always blame the wife?
Well, because he's...
Yeah, but she might have been saying to him, look, I think this is too much for you, I think you should step down. But ultimately, A, it's his decision, B, it's a whole machine of people.
But I think in America, the first ladies do carry a lot of weight in a way that they don't in this country. Their opinion is taken into account. They are politically very important. And I just feel sad now that the Democrats are kind of running to catch up. And I do hope they have adopted... he has recommended that Kamala Harris is their nominee for the presidential election. And I do hope that we don't see, a divisive campaign now where other people come forward and challenge her.
And I think they will, because it's a long time. I mean, it's not till November, is it?
I know, but that's not long to go around.
She has to prove herself, because a lot of people are saying we don't know really completely what she stands for because she's been the vice president. Well,
true enough, but she has occupied very, very important jobs.
Yeah.
She's been Attorney General and she is someone whose track record is proven. But by having a long campaign, it just gives the nitpickers longer to find fault and delve into her background, and it gives Trump longer to attack her. That's worries me.
I mean, there has been a lot of talk, Brenda, about a lot of the criticism of her. A lot comes from men, and they're saying, is there a misogynistic kind of slant to this, a sexist slant to this, even a racist slant to this, because she's a woman of colour?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think a woman could do any worse than what these men that have been in the past have done. And I think when President Biden made her vice president, I think he knew that, maybe his health, maybe he knew about that all that time ago, but he's put her into that very important seat. And I don't think there's anything wrong with her running for it, or Michelle, or anybody else. I think a woman can multitask. She can... Well, apart from me, I always say I can't. But I think she can multitask, and I think she'll be very, very clear in what she wants.
You mean Michelle Obama when you said Michelle?
Well, yes, Michelle Obama, yeah. I'm more than happy to see one of them go in to shake things up in America.
What's
and get it
important
straight.
about having a woman as the next president of America is that Trump has shown his attitudes to women are stone age.
Yeah.
Both in the way he treats women he's had relationships with, the way he talks about women, his behaviour towards women. It gives me such fear that he might be the next president. And he is the man that made abortion almost impossible in America and appointed all these right-wing judges to the Supreme Court who are now overturning his convictions. So I do hope...
But he does have a lot of support, Janet. Whatever you think about him, and particularly after the assassination attempt, the people that were maybe floating voters towards him probably will vote for him now. So he's a very strong contender.
Yeah, but I also think that when women run for high office, they are examined in a way, their backgrounds are examined, so much about them is trashed. It's almost like there's a double standard. I mean, I admit that Hillary Clinton was a controversial candidate, but there's no doubt that she was 5 times cleverer than anyone running against her.
Yeah, very clever.
No doubt.
But then she was tarnished somewhat by her husband's reputation, wasn't she?
Yeah. Unfairly.
But one of you mentioned earlier, I think it was you, that someone had mentioned George Clooney and people like that.
Well, he's a major donor to the party. To
well, can I just say I know where my vote's going? But I actually don't care what his policies are. I don't care.
So you mean a man that can direct a movie is perfectly qualified to direct his finger onto the nuclear button?
I'll help him.
Ronald Reagan was a...
Yeah, I was going to say, Rose, we laugh at the idea of an actor running a country, but, of course, Ronnie Reagan, when he was elected president, everybody laughed, but he turned out to be very successful and very charismatic with foreign leaders.
See?
Maggie Thatcher loved him.
She certainly did.
So your vote's with George, then?
My vote's with George. Always, whatever he does.
OK, well, that's it. I mean, listen, I'm sure it won't be the last time we'll be talking about this. You know, it's early days. But I have to say, we do wish President Biden well, because nobody really knows what's going on apart from him and his family. And so we hope that him standing down will give him time to concentrate on him and whatever's going on.